So you want an easy way to do chain throws with an arcade stick? I will show you how to do it. Now, if you go to the move list and scroll right down, yeah, at the end, you can see all these chain throws King has, and they can be quite overwhelming, especially when you're just a beginner. You can always do the OG inputs, yeah, like you can see Muscle Buster doing Victory Bomb is just pressing 2 here, but you can also press 3, 1, 2, 3 plus 4, and then 1 plus 2. But it's fine if you're just starting out with King, if you're a beginner or you just want to learn the easy way first and then work your way through the difficulty ranks. I will show you now a couple of tips and tricks and my method of doing these chain throws with an arcade stick. So first thing you want to do is you want to go into controller setup and you want to put one button on key charge. Key charge is 4 buttons at the same time, yeah. I put this button here as my key charge button. There you go. And this is going to help us actually doing some chain throws pretty easily by just spamming key charge, yeah. So let's go with the first one. The first most easy chain throw you can actually do after the Jaguar step. It is 3 plus 4, yeah. And then you press 1 plus 4 or you press 2 plus 3. This is your first chain throw input. The other way looks like this. And from there, yeah, you can just mash key charge basically, yeah. So as you can see, it works perfectly, yeah. And that is some easy 116 damage, yeah. It also works with 1 plus 4. And then you can just press key charge again. Just mash key charge, right? Be aware though, if you are doing it like that, the opponent can always break by pressing 1, yeah? So if the opponent is hammering this button here now, he's gonna break your throw. A lot of people online don't know that, so yeah, if you're starting out, if you don't care about like actual chain throw 50-50 mix-ups, and you just want to hammer it away, that's a good way to do it. And then you basically just hope that the opponent doesn't know the break. Now, this concept with the key charge button, you can actually apply that to many other chain throws. For example, this one here. This is the side step 2 plus 4, and then just hammer key charge, yeah? It actually gives you the perfect input there with the blue sparks. Now, if the opponent realizes that you're actually pressing just key charge and they break it with 1, you can also just mash 2. Now this here is a different break button for your opponent, right? It deals less damage, yeah, of course, but damage is damage. So if you want some easy damage on a chain throw, I also recommend doing that. It works, yeah. So if you want to do some chain throws easy way, this is one way of doing it. Then you have the special crouch dash chain throws with King. It is down forward and then you press throw, yeah, 1 plus 3 for example, or 2 plus 4, and it's the same thing. You can just mash key charge again. So the key charge button here will always give you the most damage. But like I said, it's also the easiest to break. So if the opponent knows you're doing that, they can just break by pressing 1. Now let's do a little bit more like proper chain grabs, still with a couple of shortcuts, but something that's not as easy to break. So what you want to do is you want to know how to do the wave dash basically, yeah? And after the wave dash, you can press either 1 plus 4 or 2 plus 3. And let's start with 1 plus 4. Yeah, this is the one for the rolling death cradle. But we start with the first command. So this is how the chain grab starts. You wave dash 1 plus 4, and then you can just mash 1 plus 2, and you will get the triple arm breaker combo. So that's one thing you can do. Another combo you can do is you mash 2 plus 4 and then you mash key charge, and it looks like this. So in the move list you can see that is actually the struggle combination, but you don't have to press 2, 4 and then 2 plus 4. You can just mash 2 plus 4 and it will still register for the head jammer, yeah? And after that, instead of pressing 3, 4, 3 plus 4 and 1 plus 2, you can just mash key charge. Let's do that again. Simple as that. Now, if you want to do the rolling death cradle, I always input it like this. And that works because if you look at the rolling death cradle input, it says 2, 1, and then 1 plus 3 for the chicken wing face lock. And this is what I'm saying about buffering. Sure, you can press these buttons separately, yeah, but it's a much more natural motion. Like when you are bored, for example, maybe I already did that in the past. When you're bored, you tap your fingers like that, yeah, on the table, because you're bored, like in a wave kind of motion. And you can actually do this with the buttons as well, with 2 fingers and thumb, yeah, like here, up, 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 up. You just hold the buttons. Tekken is a game where buffering works, so when you press 2 and then press 1 while holding the 2 button, it still recognizes the input somehow, yeah? You can also press 2, 1, and then let go, and then press 1 plus 3, but I think this motion, yeah, it's way more natural. So I always press 2, then I hold 2, then I press 1, I hold 1, and then I press with my thumb number 3, yeah? And let me show you again how that looks. Yeah, I try to press it a little bit slower now. I try not to press it too fast so you can see what happens. There you go. Now from there you have 2 options. You can go for the Dragon Sleeper finish, or you can go for the rolling death cradle, yeah? So Dragon Sleeper finish, you can just mash key charge. That works. And to do the rolling death cradle, I always press it manually. So I press 1, 3, 4, and then 2, and then I just hold 2 and then press 1 because it feels natural. Yeah, bub, basically bub, 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 bub. Yeah, the last input is bub up, bub up, bub up again, like when you're bored. Yeah, it's like 5 steps. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like this. And then you get the rolling death cradle. One side note, sometimes if you mash key charge to do the Dragon Sleeper finish, for some reason it also goes into the rolling death cradle. Yeah, this one here is Dragon Sleeper finish again, but it can sometimes actually trigger the rolling death cradle. So I always do rolling death cradle manually. Yeah, bop, 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 bop. Simple as that. Now for the other chain throws, it is goes into the King's Bridge in the end. You also have different options. You press 2 plus 3 after the wave dash, and King starts like that. Now after that you can go into the sharpshooter. You go into the sharpshooter the same way you actually start your chicken wing face lock. So it's the same thing again. It's bop, 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 and you can do the same input for this chain throw variant, and you get the sharpshooter. Now to do the King's Bridge, you start again with the wave dash into 2 plus 3, and then you press this combination. It is 1 plus 2, 1, and then 3. I always press that separately. Get it? And you can now continue with the King's Bridge. There is also a shortcut, let's say, you can just key charge again to do the King's Bridge. You can do the manual input if you want, but if you have the key charge button ready, as you can see, it totally works. So yeah, if you feel ambitious, learn the chain throws that deal maximum damage. If you want to go deeper into the chain throws, you can always learn how to do the manual inputs. But these are the easy inputs, and don't think that you are cheating or something like that, because lots of people use shortcuts and hotkeys nowadays, because the game allows you to do so, and custom keybinds as well, macros. As long as you use everything that is in the game, then you're totally fine, and it's not considered cheating. You're basically just using your controller setup in a smart way. And especially when you're playing on controller, it is much more easier to play on controller if you rebind those keys here, yeah, 1+4 and 2+3, because it's very difficult to press that on a controller. So yeah, people are doing it. And if you want to dig deeper into the topic of chain throws, you can always learn muscle memory and practice the OG commands to deal a little bit more damage, to squeeze out a little bit more damage. But as a beginner, I think it's totally fine to start with that. And yeah, this is my beginner's guide on chain throws with King. I hope you could learn something, and yeah, have fun throwing around people with chain throws from now on.